Okay, there we go. Looks like we got everything flying here. All right, who's in? Steve is here, and Sergio and DJ Hunter, and wait a second, guys. Hold on. We're off to a good start this time. Alex, Morgan, you guys are all going to enjoy this. The first message in here says, "Damn, I didn't know this guy was uglier than he looks." Isn't ugly a description of one's looks? So how can you actually be uglier than you look? You're going to have to explain that one to us, Tesca. Give us some insights into how the depths of that really analytical mind works. It's like, let's start off Free for All Friday by someone proudly proclaiming to be pretty stupid. James says Curtis is online. Indeed he is, pal. Oh, Eli, you got the vid? Fucking thing. At least it seems to be pretty much worldwide now on the receding end. It seems to be recessing now. Burn right in the feels. Yeah, I'm just curious how Morgan, how a mind like that works. This guy was uglier than he looks. At first, I thought it was me. It's like, well, why am I not getting that? I mean, you would want to say uglier than someone else looks or something else looks. You want to compare me to something to prove my ugliness, but I don't think I can be uglier than I look. Huh. Maybe he's just too deep a thinker for us. I have an IQ of 189, Sam says, and you are uglier than you look. Shrek just pooped himself. That's good to know. It's Free for All Friday, the day where everyone gets nutted on. Indeed, Rigid Rat. And isn't that truly what makes us all happy? Yeah, Alex says, Curtis is a very sensitive person. Don't make him cry. I know. People don't understand, Lex, how easily my feelings get hurt. How I care. Dana says, how dare you, Curtis is a charming gentleman who likes to see tits and butts. I do. I like to see tits and butts a lot. I guess I should be happy that at my age I still want to see them. It's just a sign of life. Because given my diet, I'm not sure how I'm still alive anyway. So, Sam says I need an adult. I'd like to help you, pal, but I probably need one too. No, because an adult would just crimp the things I want to do. Gabe says, what's the difference between dark humor and morbid humor? Dark humor would be saying 10 babies in one trash can. Morbid humor would be saying 1 baby in 10 trash cans. Yeah. And Jesus Christ is in. Yeah. Jesus Christ. Superstar. I should have that. Oh, it's hard in Streamlabs. I should have that queued up somewhere so when Jesus comes in, we can play that for him. A little boy walks into a bar and a priest follows a little behind. The kid's behind if you don't get it. Yeah, I got it. Rigid Rat said, tits are the shit. Oh, it's an awesome Free for All Friday. Hey, Chrome. Connor says, you can't spell advertisements without semen between the tits. Well done. Oh, that's going back to my era, Joel. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. When I was a little kid, and Popeye was huge, the cartoon on TV was huge. I was a big fan because I liked the idea of kicking ass and used to beat the shit out of Bluto. I wanted to like spinach so bad. I'd get my mom to buy it for me, and then I was like I said, I was probably like 5 or 6. I would sit there at the table and cry because it tasted so nasty and I couldn't get it down. Mr. King of Negativity says, are you in touch with your inner femininity, Curtis? No, not even a little. I'd like to be touching some inner femininity, but I don't have any. Lost Ranger says, just joined in. The first word I heard Curtis say was tits. That's perfectly a perfect way to enter the Free for All Friday stream without question. That's a true welcome. Let's see. Daniel says, despite being born in 2000, I still remember watching Popeye on the channel Boomerang. Oh, yeah? Yeah, it was big. When I was a kid, it was big, Daniel. That was one of the big ones. Of course, back then, well, we had Looney Tunes were the leaders of the pack. And then you had Pink Panther was big. Well, like I say, Popeye was big. Scooby-Doo was big. There's others. That guy, Space Ghost, shit like that. James says, I'm in touch with my wife's femininity. That word just doesn't want to play today. Yes, I and that's a good call. Chimarayuri says, speaking of Popeye, are you going to watch the death battle between Popeye and One Punch Man? There's no sense to me, as far as if you're talking about reaction videos, there's no sense to me watching any of the death battles. They just get blocked immediately. Oh. Connor says, working as a priest is very similar to working at McDonald's. Putting some meat between them buns. Lex, I like that. She says, I'm touching my inner femininity to your face right now. That means it's a quality free-for-all Friday. Tsunami says, Trudeau is very sensitive. He's the kind of guy that cries when waxes his carrot because he feels like he's disrespecting the actresses with his sin. Yeah. Has he, what the hell's, I haven't seen Philip in here yet. I mean, not that others wouldn't know, but Philip's on top of Canadian politics, being Canadian. And I haven't seen Gimster yet either. Has Trudeau shown up at all? I know he has COVID, and that just conveniently got him out of having to face the 1.5 million that hate him. But has he popped his head out of his little wormhole at all? Well, thanks, James. I appreciate that. I appreciate that a lot. And Jesus Christ says, my wife caught me using a hairdryer on my junk and saved me what I was doing apparently. Oh, wait a second. Now, my wife caught me using a hairdryer on my junk and asked me what I was doing. Apparently heating your dinner wasn't the right answer. That's pretty funny, though. I've never heard that one. I haven't heard him say once. He can't represent Canada. Good point, Andrew. You're not my pal, buddy. Joel says, Popeye or SpongeBob? Oh, I like Popeye, but SpongeBob is better. Most of the current cartoons are better. Or even more recent cartoons are better. Just is. I know if I say that, if I'm having conversation with people in my generation, they think that's like sacrilege, but it's just truth. The writing is better in most of them. Characters are better in most of them. Not all, but in general, yeah, there's better stuff now. Imagine Captain Levi versus Captain America, Godzilla says. Chrome says, just finished having carbonara. Made the right way. And I see Gintama won the poll. Guess those vote bots weren't working hard enough. That struck me as that was strange, Chrome, I got to admit. And I just had to tamp it down because I don't want anybody thinking that we're talking about, for any of you who don't know, we're having polls right now for the next series over at the Goosh at our Patreon. I don't want anybody thinking that there could be anything untoward at all going on within our polls. That one came out of left field, I got to admit. Oh, right, good ones. Yep, Daniel's right on both of those. Hey, Curtis, remember the Flintstones and Jetsons? They were both big. Flintstones were okay. Jetsons were okay also. Like I say, and there were some laughs in there, but the stuff that's come out more recently is so much better. Somebody already mentioned SpongeBob. So many of them. I think classics like Ed, Edd and Eddy, Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, Regular Show. It was just better cartoons. Anbu says, "What's up, pimp? What's shaking? What up, pimp?" Yeah. Joel says, "I see you reacting to Devil Artemis or planning on doing more." Devil Artemis again. I've watched lots of DA's videos. I just got, I got swept up in doing the try not to laugh things like that and just got away from them. But I love DA. I think he's absolutely hysterical and wildly talented. Oh yeah, Morgan says, "Was just gonna say Ed, Edd and Eddy, best cartoon," and I appreciate that too, Morgan, because you hear that all the time. How Ed, Edd and Eddy was a cartoon directed strictly at guys. I don't think that's true at all. Now my granddaughter likes it too. It's not one of her regulars because it was before her time. But when Brax and I will have it on, she watches and laughs like hell with us and stuff. I didn't think that was just a dude thing. Oh, that was a good Daniel. Another good one. One of those kids that love edgy cartoons such as Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. That was a good series too. That was a good series. Billy was such a little psycho. James says, "You've seen so many anime now. It's been a long journey." Truth. But I remember the abridged days with Spaz Kid. You never knew how much you loved the stuff. Yeah, and James, it's not even close. Anime is clearly and easily my favorite form of entertainment. And again, it's not even close. Chrome says, "I'm still baffled by it. It's a shame Fairy Tail lost, but Gintama's is good as well, so I'm happy either way. But you have to admit, Fairy Tail winning would have been funnier. Yeah, you got to figure it's going to win eventually, Chrome, with as well as it did this time. Yeah, I agree." And Morgan says, "Heck no, I loved Ed, Edd and Eddy as a kid, and even now at almost 30. Yeah, I still watch cartoons all the time. They're just, to me, they're funny. They're well written. I enjoy them. Had them on earlier today. I was watching why is the name going over my head? Gumball, just a little while ago. Big Green says, "To be honest, I don't remember any more recent good cartoons from the 90s, 2000s, maybe, but after not so much." That was, I will say this, Big Green, that was a heyday of cartoons. 90s and early 2000s. Really was. Belarus Holiday says, "Which cartoon dad do you have the most in common with?" I don't know about most in common. I'm a big fan of Richard's, though, in the aforementioned Gumball. I love Richard. Chattanooga Cats is probably my favorite old cartoon. It didn't last long enough. I'm not familiar with that one, Johnny. I'm surprised, too, because I usually at least know the names, because, again, having been in cartoon nut for so long. Regular Show was good, Double A Ron. When it jumped the shark, it jumped it pretty hard, but those first few seasons were fantastic. I remember that one. I didn't see a lot of that, Erwin. He says Two Angry Beavers was a favorite of mine. I've seen episodes, but I haven't seen a lot of that one. The Loud House is pretty good. Also used to watch Gravity Falls. I don't know much about Loud House. I know of it. I know the name Lost Ranger. I haven't seen that one. Big Green says, "I don't watch Fairy Tail." We're talking about the poll at the Goose, our Patreon. "I don't watch Fairy Tail, but I'll be rooting for it from now on just for the stink it's going to cost when it wins." Lick says, "Which cartoon dad do you have the biggest crush on?" Mine is Hugh Neutron. Oh, Jimmy Neutron. Yeah, that was another good series too. Jimmy Neutron was fun. Boy, it does. It brings back so many memories. Brax and I were really fortunate that he grew up in an era with some really, really good cartoons. So, him and I have a lot of great fond memories watching him and still watch him. Like, he'll be home when he's home on vacations or this, that, or the other. I go down for my breakfast in the morning and him and I hang out and watch cartoons still. Last Airbender can't be ignored in any discussion about best cartoons. I love Airbender. Here, Philip's talking about Trudeau. He's tweeted and given a speech, but really it's no different than any other day with him in power. Really, the only thing different is the convoy. The truckers are playing street hockey. How vile. The good thing about it is, no, he can put any front he wants. Excuse me. He can, put any false front up that he wants. This is torturing the shit out of him. There's no two ways about it, especially with his fucking ego, Trudeau. Hey, Arnold was amazing. Oh, football head, yes. And Jimmy Neutron, good. Yep, agreed, Anbu. Good old football head. Excuse me, guys. Got a tickle on my nose. Ooh. Oh. Excuse me. Sam says, Curtis, I've watched you since I was in middle school and I'm about to graduate. Oh, it's amazing how fast time goes. Your humor is the reason I didn't have friends in middle school and have so many in high school. That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, I haven't seen the new South Park yet, Double A Ron. I missed that the other night. What is it? Where did they put that? Isn't there the one that just came out is either on Paramount Plus or HBO Max, isn't it? I gotta go catch up on it. Joel says Danny Phantom, Ben 10, Scooby-Doo were my childhood. See, now Scooby-Doo has made a couple of different runs. It was also big when I was a kid. That was never one of my favorites. It was just a personal preference thing. Danny Phantom was cool. Ben 10, the original Ben 10 was cool. James says, I used to love the old Jackie Chan cartoon. Boy, that sounds familiar, pal, but I can't place that one, though. WRX says, what's up? I love your reaction and can't wait for Hell of a Boss's last episode. Oh, yeah. Oh, Hell of a Boss has been such a great ride again. But anything Brandon Rogers is involved with, you had to figure was going to be awesome. Jackie Chan Adventures. See, that one's not sticking with me, Chrome. Usually I'm pretty good about that, my cartoons, because I like them so much. Yeah, that one's slipping by me. Tom and Jerry was good. Yes, Gabe, that goes back to my day, too. Yes, and I did like Tom and Jerry. That was a regular for me. Prasanna says, have you watched Arcane yet? No, not yet. It is honestly one of the best things I've ever watched. Seems like Western animation is starting to catch up to Japan. Yeah, Brax really enjoyed it. But no, I haven't got a chance to yet. Philip says, so far all it's done is vote out the conservative leader O'Toole because he kept flip-flopping on issues, refused to do his job and be the opposition. But the provinces are ending mandates. Oh, good. Good. It's ridiculous. Andrew says, speaking on that, my son was 3 years old when I started watching you. He's now 8. Yeesh. Time flies. Anyways, The Loud House is a great show, man. Yeah, see, that one, I know the name. I don't think I've seen episodes of that. That's how, it's funny you say that, Andrew. That's how I find myself, and have for years, find myself judging the passing of time as well, is with my kids, and was, specifically with Spaz kid. And that's when I start really feeling old. AZN says, best cartoon to binge watch is Ed, Edd n Eddy. Yeah, great show. I laughed my ass off as a kid. Since I started smoking some weed, I swear I notice more and more. Yeah, I gotta admit, as someone who's not a weed smoker, I could envision, though, how Ed, Edd n Eddy would be enhanced by by a little bit of a buzz. Joel says Doodle Bob is my favorite anime villain. Mehoi mehoi. Yeah, oh, that was so good. That's such a. Was he in? He had the original episode. He came back for another episode too, didn't he, Doodle Bob? Because you had the original one where the pencil gets dropped into the water. Excuse me, but I'm trying to remember. Wasn't he in a second one as well? I do actually. I remember Samurai Jack. I didn't watch a lot of it, but I do remember that one. Lick says there's some good Scooby-Doo stuff like Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated, where Velma's a lesbian and Fred has a trap fetish. Nice. Like I said, when I was a kid, I think I told you guys that. Scooby-Doo wasn't one of my favorites, but I would always watch it when they would have the Globetrotters on, because I was such a nerd for the Globetrotters. Are you serious, Chrome? She says, seriously, why does YouTube ban the term redneck if you have it as one word? Because YouTube is run by a bunch of overly sensitive pussies. That's why. Philip says, speaking of Western animated fantasy series, I've been watching The Legend of Vox Machina. It's very much your kind of humor, Curtis. Really? That I'm not familiar with at all. Excuse me, guys. Chrome says, I'm half surprised Trudeau hasn't gotten himself a tub of shoe polish and white lipstick and put on a redneck trucker costume to join them. He loves to dress up in shoe polish. Yeah, he does. Good point. Excuse me. The final thing I wanted to do in Verdun, Rosa says, was visiting the mass grave memorial for World War I. No matter where I looked, all I saw was white crosses, each being for a soldier that died in just that battle. Wow. Wow, that's amazing. Excuse me. No, Alex says, Curtis, have you seen the Scooby-Doo WWE crossover movie where John Cena fights a boulder? No, I haven't. I hope Cena lost. I hope he did the job. Prasanna says, the people who made Ed and Eddie had to be on wheat. Honestly, there's been a few cartoons come down the pike in the last 20 years or so that, yeah, I would agree, or even more, that you would think some sort of imbibing was taking place. James says, I'm really hoping Dragon Ball Super comes back because manga has been pretty awesome. Yeah? You guys know me, I'm always game for more Dragon Ball. I like Super a lot. Big fan of Super. Yep, I remember both those, Daniel. He says, hey, Curtis, remember Johnny Bravo or Cow and Chicken? Yes, I do. Johnny Bravo was cool. Johnny Quest, going back to my day, was stupid. Cow and Chicken was all right. Jim Murray says, fun fact, the voices of Ed, and Eddie were all in the original Cardcaptor Sakura 90s dub. Kuro was voiced by Ed. Ed was Yukido, and Eddie was Toya. Oh, no shit. I'm enjoying Cardcaptor Sakura. Well, Chrome's right here with us. Chrome's been sponsoring that at the Goosh, and again, she sponsored just she wanted to see if I would enjoy that genre. And as I've told you guys over and over, I'll, especially in anime, but in general, I'll watch anything if the story's good. I don't, genre doesn't mean a lot to me. It's got a good story, and that is really, really cute. That Cardcaptor Sakura, really cute. Oh, here, Crone says, took me 5 seconds to find the John Cena Scooby-Doo scene. Hold on, I want to check that out real quick, guys. I just listened. I don't think there's anything so far on the audio that's going to get us hit with a strike. Doo, 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 doo. There it is. I just got to cut it out here and there. Oh, Jesus.
That was amazing.
Well, there it is. There you have it. John Cena versus a Rock. Not The Rock, a Rock. And John Cena pulls out the victory. Let's see. I remember being scared shirtless when watching Courage the Cowardly Dog. That was freaky, wasn't it? That excuse me. That show was just for being a comedy, had a creepy vibe to it. Oh, good old Courage. I didn't know this. AZN says one of the creators of Ed, and Eddie died by being shot by Canadian police. I didn't know that. Video sucks to see. Wow. Also, one episode dedicated to Wilfred, a name used on show. Wow, I didn't know about that. That's awful. Anbu says, I'm gonna lie. When I first started coming around, I was a single father dealing with depression and stress. You truly helped me with your advice, Paul. Well, thank you. I'm just glad. If anything, I say here, anything we do here just helps to get somebody through. And anyway, again, there's nothing that would make me more proud. Gabe says Harris is just hemorrhaging staffers as the speechwriter begins to leave the White House. I'm not sure if you know what I'm talking about. Kamala, I'm assuming, Gabe? Joel, I remember Powerpuff Girls. I was never into that one as much. It just didn't catch my attention. I watched an episode or two, but I remember that one. Oh, Fraggle Rock. Yeah, Chimera. Oh, did they make a reboot? Oh, yeah. Dance your cares away. Worries for another day. Let the music play. Down a Fraggle Rock. That was initially, if I'm remembering right, that was one of the early exclusive series that HBO did. I think so, if I'm remembering correctly. Fraggle Rock started there. HBO or Showtime, one of them. I think HBO. Chrome says, I'm surprised we're already 44 of 70 episodes into Sakura. 2 years have flown by so fast. It's stunning how quickly, Chrome. We'll probably wrap it up by year's end. There's 2 sequels to choose from. Kind of a bit complicated. Again, it's been, as I said, I'm willing to try anything because I'm game for any good story, but I'm surprised by how much I really like it. It's just sweet, it's cute, and the familial relationships in it are fantastic, and it's just got the characters are excellent. And again, I got my curiosities about where a lot of things are going to go. Plus, I like the overriding theme of collecting the cloud cards. Grandmaster Expired says, hello, lads. What is Free For All Friday? Free For All Friday is the strangest day of the week in an already strange universe here. Free For All Friday is just every Friday we have a just chatting stream, and it just seems like everybody is more not on edge, but bringing their edgiest game, put it that way, on Fridays. Lude says, so Gintama took the spot of OP, yep, and we're going to be moving past Dragon Ball soon. We're really blowing past pretty much every classic and big anime now. And, the thing with that, Lude, is that's a good thing, too, because there are so many others that have been talked about for so long, in our community, and just haven't had the pop to get over the top. I'll be a poet. And now they will. They'll have that opportunity. Simping Stan says, when you're intimidated to watch One Piece because lots of episodes, but when you finally catch up to realize there's not enough episodes of One Piece, well put. Yeah, that's actually like coming up on our caught up spot on One Piece. It actually hit me in the emotions a little bit because I remember, was it 3 years ago when we were talking about it, and we hemmed and hawed, all of us as a group. Well, is it something that we really want to get into? Do we want to make a commitment to something that long? And I kept saying, I think it'd be fun because it would just be a great ride to all go on together. And when we do catch up, we'll get to look back and say, wow, that was something. It was something really cool that we shared. And now that we're here, it's like, oof. And it just doesn't seem like it's been 3 years. I mean, I remember starting the series so vividly. I remember Shanks putting the hat on Luffy, and Luffy taking up for Nami, and just wow. Excuse me. Going Nowhere says, did you like Dexter's Laboratory, Curtis? Not one of my favorites, but it was cool. It was all right. I didn't mind Dexter. Andrew says there was a show called Martin Mystery that only aired on Nick, second channel. That one I don't remember. It was cool. A guy battles alien demons and ghosts with his caveman buddy. Oh, no, I don't. Huh. Nope, that one completely slipped by me. I never saw that one. I don't remember that one at all. Really? Gabe says, yeah, Kamala Harris is just losing her staff along another one of her high-ranking members. Well, I know it's been bandied about, been rumored for some times that things are not too peachy keen in the Kamala Harris camp. I know that again, those are rumors, but if more and more people are leaving, I would say that gives more credence to them. That she's difficult to deal with. Gabe TV says, Biden even said she is going to be my running mate, number 1. And number 2, I did put her in charge. I think she's doing a good job. Biden, in fairness to him, he doesn't know he said it, though. Chrome says, oh, trust me, there's still a ton of classics you haven't seen. Urusei Yatsura, Lupin the Third. Oh, Lupin the Third hasn't been mentioned in a while. Detective Conan, now that would be an investment. Legend of the Galactic Heroes, Saint Seiya, Inuyasha, Astro Boy, Dr. Slump, and more. Hey, I'm just entirely game. And you know what's really cool? SL was sponsoring Gintama for us, and I think that's a lot of the reason Gintama was able to win, because we did a couple episodes that SL sponsored, and I think it got it even more so in everybody's mind. But now, since Gintama won, he already was going to sponsor 2 episodes this month, so now he's going to sponsor gameplay of South Park Fractured Butthole. I can't wait for that. That's going to be a blast. Something saying says, hopefully you decide to watch the One Piece movie someday, because I say they can jack up a person more than the individual episodes. They're really good. I believe it. The way that One Piece is presented, I have no doubt. Ashley says, there was an anime I used to like called Transformers Armada. I found out that the guy who voiced Eddie from Ed, and Eddie voiced one of the characters in the dub. Really? That one I'm not familiar with. Transformers Armada. Louis the Don says, is Cartman now Jewish? At last I saw, I don't think they've updated in that particular storyline since I watched. Yeah, seems to be. And very happy being a Jew. Gabe says, why did Nicolas Cage and Angelina Jolie attend Paul Walker's funeral? He went from the Fast and Furious to Gone in 60 Seconds. Ooh, man. One Visual FX guy says, have you ever heard of Wonder Chosen? No. Just might be the most offensive comedy show ever created. No, I haven't heard of that one. Finished Cowboy Bebop? Sure. Going nowhere? Yeah. Cowboy Bebop was great. Absolutely. Good old Radical Ed, one of my all-time favorite characters in anime. Sam says, I think One Piece is complete garbage and nobody should watch it. This commenter has had his nuts thoroughly removed, soaked in salt water, and reattached. What's the difference between transgender ideology and trans people? Transgender ideology isn't killing itself yet. Oh, Rosa. Yeah, yikes. Oh, you know Wonder Chosen 2, Big Green? No, I've never heard of that one. Trigun was awesome. Trigun was really good too. Oh, that the sad nerd is back. Yeah, we got a guy. We got just some random life's loser that just is so desperate for my attention. Obviously, he's got a real fascination with me. He wants the D. I mean, salt. What can you say? But to the point that he's just over the top, can't get enough of me. Dante says I have COVID and might lose my taste any day now. Depends though, Dante. A lot of people with the Omicron variant aren't losing their sense of taste, from what I've heard from a lot of people. When I had it, it was before the Omicron variant was around. It was Delta, and I lost mine. But they're saying a lot of people with the current one aren't losing their taste. Tsunami. Today, one of my friends told me I often make people uncomfortable by violating their personal space. It was an incredibly hurtful thing to say, and it completely ruined our bath. Chrome says, let's list some more. Sailor Moon, true. Or on Host Club. That did well early on in the nominations and polls, Chrome. Or in the nominations. Tsubasa Reservoir Chronicles, Gundam, Revolutionary Girl Utena, Black Lagoon. Well, of course, that one we got coming up. Tokyo Mew Mew. The list is near endless. Could even go black and white. Hey, Lou says he's upgraded from calling Curtis Fred to calling all of us different names as well. It's evolving, but backwards. Yeah, it's a real desperate cry for attention. I mean, this is somebody who's really been beaten up by life. Last post, please, Thomas says. Okay, let me see if I can find it, Thomas. Okay. So I was having a conversation with a friend about the Goku Black arc, and he made a sad point. When he killed Bulma, she was looking at the face of her childhood best friend, who knew she was dead. Yikes. Oof. I hadn't even thought about that. Wow. God damn. Ando says, I'm still saying Bleach is an underrated anime. I love Bleach. We had a really good time with that. I really enjoyed Bleach. Stan says, what would you say is your favorite moment in One Piece, or like top 3 if you can name? Oh, man. Again, we're talking now, we're almost to 1,000 episodes. I'd have to sit down and think it all through. There's so many great moments in that anime. That's why watching that Watch Mojo thing was fun for me, just to take a trip there again. I can name top moments, but they wouldn't necessarily be top 3 because I won't think of all of them right off the top of my head. I mean, I always loved that any of the slow walks the Straw Hats have done. I love the I Want to Live. Of course, I love Nothing Happened. There's so many moments. Excuse me. Big Green says, I remember one episode of Wonder Chosen. It was about teaching you patience, but they did it through trying your patience by repeating jokes, bits that go on for too long, and other ways to annoy. Till the End of Time says, you're going to do to any anime conventions this year? I'd always like to. I don't know. I don't have any planned, but that's something that if it comes up and it's available for Spaz Kid and I, we would love to. Love to. Philip says, I'm honestly surprised how well my suggestion of Goblin Slayer did in the nominations. Last I checked, it had 19 votes in a poll where the tops were doing 40 or so. That's not bad. No, it's not bad at all. I did see that. No, that's not bad at all. And that's the thing. We've got those 4 lined up at the $1 level. It looks like early on the poll I just posted, we're going to do the 2 shorter ones before we do Gintama. So we're eating up a lot more titles too to get to some other things. Oh, Moonshine Girl says I'm going to watch Jackass Forever tonight. I'm dying to see that. I'm dying to see that, Angel. I won't go without Brax though, because he wants to see it too. So I'm hoping we can get together because it's only in theaters. I prefer going to theater anyway, but yes, I'm dying to see that. I love the Jackass movies. Ando says One Piece, the anime about Hokage's Soul Reapers. Stan says, would you say Wano is your favorite arc in the show? I can definitely see you're enjoying it, but it's the best arc of the series. And how would you fare it against the Chimera Ant arc? I wouldn't rate anything until it's completed. I'd rather see it to completion to know where I'd rank it. So far, as good as, well, so many different series I've seen have been, nothing tops the Chimera Ant arc for me yet. Yeah, Robot Chicken. I liked Robot Chicken. Visual FX guy. I didn't see as much of that. I mean, there's a lot of episodes of that out there that I didn't see, but yes, I do like it. Dante says, it's just scary and I don't know how I'd manage if I did lose it. How'd you cope when you lost your taste? It just sucks, pal. I mean, you'll get through it. It sucks. It makes eating very boring. But it lasted for me probably where it was really gone for 5-6 days. Then I started to get it back little by little, but again, it's something you can get through. It just kind of sucks. Moonshine Girl says, "I'll save you his fast kid to see." Yeah, I wish I was going to it. I'm dying to see that. I loved all those movies. Well, you guys know I love shit like that. Arthur says, sent the details about the housing on Discord. Oh, okay. Okay, I'll try and remember. I should be on checking Discord a little later. I just got a couple things to do right after the stream. One of them is going out and removing fucking snow. Nope, we were talking about that earlier, Mohammed. Haven't seen Arcane yet. Have heard a lot, excuse me, a lot of good things about it from the gang here as well as Spaz Kid. So at some point, I will definitely see it. Chrome says, oh wow, I forgot Black Lagoon was coming up. Nice. The author finally started publishing new chapters again. Last one was last month. Oh, that's cool. Excuse me, sorry. Dante says, thank you. That really eases my anxiety. Yeah, it's one of those things, Dante. It sucks. But it doesn't have a huge effect on your day-to-day activities. And again, if you've got Omicron, you very well may not lose your taste. I know a bunch of people who have gotten Omicron and didn't, because Omicron, where I am, Omicron was the variant that spread through here by far and away the most. We set all kinds of records in our area for when the Omicron variant took off. So I know a lot of people that have had that, and a lot of them didn't lose taste with it. Till the End of Time says, just finish a voice demo reel and tips for me? I'm not sure what you're saying, pal. Are you asking for tips? For voice demos, I'm not. If that's what you're asking, pal, I'm not a good one. I've never been a voice actor, so I don't. I like to help you. I can give people tips on stage presence and things like that. Things I've had experience with, but voice acting, I really wouldn't be able to help. Oh shit! Arthur says my house is buried in ice. Just gonna wait it out. Yeah, I was having fun this morning. Our wheelchair ramp had probably a good 3 inches of ice on it, just grinding away, chopping all that off. Azan says Bleach is coming back. I'm still pissed there was never an Ichigo and Rukia relationship. I remember the shippers being up in arms. Ichiruki forever. That's true. And in watching it, I thought that was going to be the eventuality. Yeah. Well, obviously, not just me. A lot of people did. Let's see. Lick says, yes, we can. Oh, is it are you from the UK, Licks? Was unhinged by Phil. Yes, I am. We can have an actual conversation. You don't have to do this naming gimmick. Yeah. Yeah, you'd think by now, well, maybe it's just not particularly bright. Somebody would figure out that if you want to be a part of the community, just be a part of the community. The desperate, pathetic pleas for attention are never going to let you fit in anywhere. Oh. Visual FX guy says, what happened after the dog from Garfield started taking drugs? He OD'd. Nah, because I have so many old Garfield books that are compilations of the comic strip. And for those who don't know, the dog's name in Garfield was Odie. Really? Gabe says, bruh, I'm getting ads on YouTube stating, is Joe Biden a good president? Oh, jeez. Well, we're going to get a lot of political stuff from here on out because you got the midterms coming up, and they're going to gear up, both sides, gear up every angle they can to try and either hold on to or flip the House. Do you think you'd be able to react to Smiling Friends if you haven't watched all the episodes? I've only seen a couple episodes, Dante. I don't know. I doubt it. I don't imagine they'll let it fly. I really don't know. Gabe asked about DXD. Yeah, everything everything, like Philip says, everything is available at the $5 tier. I don't know if that went down to the 1. I'm not sure. But I know at 5, I don't have anything on the Patreon that you can't see at the $5 level. I did see the Simpsons Family Guy crossover. That was great. I love that episode. Sato Kuraku says, have you heard of the new One Piece film called Film Red? It's a canon movie that's coming out that'll be revolving around Shanks. No. My boy Shanks. I am so concerned. You guys really got me worried that that little bit we saw with Shanks a number of episodes ago that made him seem a little sus. And I just wanted to immediately convince myself that it didn't mean anything. He's still, Luffy is still his boy, and they'll be in the same camp together, but I'm worried now. Philip says, I can't see anyone voting for Biden again in good conscience, given how much of a disappointment he's been. It's amazing, Philip. People have just, there's so many people that don't want to see any of the reality and will just convince themselves that he's doing a great job. Excuse me. Arthur says, I really like Jobless Reincarnation, but I'm worried there's some stuff you won't be able to stand in it. It's directed at a very different kind of viewer. So, I mean, sometimes, Arthur, that makes something even more interesting. I mean, there's nothing I'm afraid of watching, certainly. Gnor says, yo, happy to catch a stream for once. You ever think about checking out some of Michael Reeves' content? He has crackhead energy similar to Filthy Frank. I'm not familiar with him. I'm not familiar with him. Gabe says, yeah, at best I'm rather going to be happy with Ron DeSantis or Nikki Haley. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see, Gabe, because I think if Trump runs, I don't think Nikki will. I don't think she'll primary him. I think DeSantis will. I don't know if he can beat him, but I think he'll run against him. Gabe says, I don't want Chris Christie as president. No, me either. He's a literal jackass. Oh, Joshua. Oh, there's a pun for you. What happens when the fog lifts over California? UCLA. And Muhammad says, love from India and love your Family Guy reaction. Well, thanks. Oh, I love Family Guy. Let's see. I hate the Thalmor. It's going to turn our chat's first love story. Wait a second. What am I missing here? Chat's been going fast today. Okay, I gotta catch up. If there's gonna be a love story in here, I gotta see it. I'm not even seeing it. You guys are gonna have to catch me up. I can't even find the past posts. No, visual effects guy. Shrek memes are so ogre done nowadays. Ashley says, are you familiar with the Tohu video game franchise? No, I'm not. I'm not familiar with that at all. Curtis, in your opinion, what is the best rivalry in wrestling? Oh, again, it's tough to come up with best. You've had so many great rivalries through the years. We can go all the way back to the Von Erichs and the Freebirds, and I mean, goes on endlessly between Zbyszko and San Martino. Of course, that's still considered one of the greatest, most unexpected heel turns ever. There's so many of them. Excuse me. Oh, really? Oh, I didn't hear that, Chrome. Chrome says, oh no, DeSantis has said if Trump runs, he won't. At best, he'll be Trump's VP. Oh, I didn't know that. I thought he might run against him. I'm a little surprised by that. Gabe says, son, Mom, what's dark humor? Mom, do you see that man without arms over there? Tell him to clap. Son, Mom, I'm blind. Mom, exactly. Rock Stone Cold, that was a good rivalry, yep. Uh, oh, okay. Big Green says, I think the Fred guy stopped spamming the chat with his nonsense and chatting with Licks instead. I've been following the conversation. Uh-oh. Licks says, yeah, Fred guy can talk, but he only talks to me because cool. Dante says, you should react to Zach's work on YouTube. Definitely some funny stuff on there. His name is Psychic Pebbles. Nope, not familiar with that either. Leslie says, what is the difference between Iron Man and Iron Woman? One is a superhero and the other is a simple command. Okay, that's pretty good, Leslie. I like that. That's pretty good. Oh, okay. Something stands says, so the upcoming One Piece movie, Film Red, is coming out in August. It's not canon, however, it's confirmed there will be big canon info about Shanks. That's cool. You should go see. It will be an important movie for sure. Yeah. Again, I love Shanks. One of my favorite characters. Chrome says DeSantis wouldn't win anyway. He doesn't have a national brand yet, just a local one. If he did run, it would only be as a test run to make his brand national, which is why he'd partner with Trump. Yeah, I think he's got something of a national brand just because, Florida's been in the headlines so much through this. But you're right. He doesn't have a national brand to compete with Trump by any means. Johnny says, can't go wrong with Bruno Sammartino, Larry Zabisco. That was a classic. Or Ted DiBiase, Junkyard Dog. Both those rivalries are phenomenal. Yeah, DiBiase and Junkyard Dog used to have some barn burners. Gabe says, I've had a few more candidates. Might run Ted Cruz. Yeah, I think he might. Tom Cotton might. I don't think Tom Cotton will get far, but he might. Kristi Noem, Mike Pompeo, and Larry Hogan. Yep, I agree. All of those are definite possibilities. Do you think Mike Tyson could beat a gorilla? Virgil says. Mike Tyson's prime, I wouldn't put anything past him. That was one badass fighter right there. When he was in his prime, oof. Visual FX guy says, what do you get when you cross Fozzie Bear and Black Panther? Waka Waka Wakanda. Oh. All right, guys. I got to go. Unfortunately, I got to get out a little earlier than I thought because, again, I've got to go remove all the snow. I took one swipe, got our wheelchair ramp clear, but now I got to get the entire sidewalk clear, the side of the house where we park our cars, clean off the cars. Oh, it's going to be fun with this much ice underneath the snow. Fucking upstate New York. But I'm not going to let that bring me down because it's Free For All Friday. And we all know, not only is Free For All Friday, not only is the conversation great, and not only is it fun and a release for all of us, but speaking of release, the sticky stuff is, it's the primo stuff. And talking about sticky stuff and doing that just doesn't seem to work together. But here it comes. It's good stuff. It's Free For All Friday, and it's the top of the line. Pampu, pampu. Sticky stuff for you, sticky stuff for you, sticky stuff for you, sticky stuff for you, sticky stuff for everybody, because we'll bang, okay? Flash leak like Buggy. And as always, most importantly, and you know the word primo goes hand in hand. Goose, 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 goose. Goose.